Dear friends, I hope you have been following what has been happening in relation to refugees and asylum seekers arriving in the UK over the last few days. It seems to be a shambles at the moment. The new Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, and the Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, appear keen on pleasing the racist elements within the Conservative Party. There is always an underlying hostility towards foreigners in the United Kingdom and elsewhere in Europe, as well as the United States. But this should not dissuade those who want to come to the UK on genuine grounds. In the last video, I talked about what you need if you want to come to the UK on a skilled worker visa scheme. Assuming you succeed to get the visa and are preparing to travel to the United Kingdom, there are a few things you need to know before you embark on traveling. If you are traveling from outside the EU, Switzerland, Norway, Iceland, or Liechtenstein, you will need a valid passport, and this should remain valid for a whole duration of your stay. But you don't need to worry, you can always renew this. For Kenyans, the Kenyan High Commission offers very good services to Kenyan residents in the United Kingdom. You will, of course, need a valid visa or visa exemption documents. If you are traveling with children, you may need to prove how you are related to them. You will need the birth certificate or marriage or divorce certificate if the surnames are different from your own. You may need a letter from parents giving permission for traveling with them. Remember that all documents and details are sent electronically before you leave your home country. Once you arrive in the United Kingdom, your documents will be checked at the airport, and if everything is okay, you will leave the immigration lane and into the baggage collection areas. Ensure your passport is stamped before you leave the immigration section. Very important. Your host or relative is likely to meet you at the exit area. You may need to understand the address system in the UK. They use the street address system. And as shown, the first line will be the person's name. The second one has a number, which is the house number or the building number, and you may have the building name. And then there is the street name, and then the city, and then the county, and lastly you'll have the postcode. The postcode is very important as the number and the postcode will take you to your destination if you're using a sat-nav. You may need to drive once you arrive in the UK. What you have to remember is that driving is on the left of the road in the United Kingdom. You must always keep left even if you are on a dual carriageway. This allows room for vehicles that are overtaking. You must observe speed limits, including variable speed limits. Otherwise, there are speed cameras which will register your number plate. You will receive a fine through the post and a summon to attend court. Your address links you to everything in the United Kingdom. There is no post office box as letters arrived at your doorfront. If you are a citizen from the Commonwealth and have a valid driving license, you will be allowed to drive for 1 year, and then you'll need to take and pass a UK driving test. For those interested in politics, if you are a member of the Commonwealth, any Commonwealth country, you qualify to vote in the United Kingdom elections. As soon as you arrive, your voter's card will be sent through the post. If you arrive at the airport and you are not in a position to drive, the UK has a very good rail transport network. Nearly all major cities and towns are connected by railways. There are buses once you leave the trains. You can also use taxis and Uber to connect to your place. In relation to money in the UK, the national currency is the pound sterling. It is subdivided into 100 pence. You get notes in denominations of 50, 20, 10, and 5, and coins in denominations of £2, £1, 50 pence, 20 pence, 10 pence, 5 pence, 2 pence, and 1 penny. There are a lot of places you can change money in Britain. We have bureau de change on high streets, in airports and major railway stations, and also in the major banks, travel agents, and you can visit any post office. We have a lot of banks in the UK. Major ones are Barclays Bank, HSBC, NatWest, Santander, and many more. As a security measure, make sure your bank knows that you're traveling overseas. Although there are many banks in large towns and cities across the UK, it's unlikely you'll have to visit one unless your usual bank is represented in the UK. Once you arrive in the UK, it is very easy to open a bank account if you're working here. You will also need to register for the National Insurance Card, which is important in any employment. If you run out of funds, it is possible to have money wired from your country to the nearest British bank. In the next video, I will talk about the challenges of living in the United Kingdom. Make sure you subscribe so that you do not miss out. Thank you.